So we are finding out the magnetic field due to a circular loop, current carrying circular loop on the axis of the loop. Okay, we try to find out the magnetic field intensity due to a circular loop on the axis of the loop. So let me consider a circular loop like this. So this is a circular loop I have considered, and over here let the point P, where we will find out the magnetic field intensity, this point P be at a distance of x from the center. So over here what is happening? So this is a current carrying conductor, current carrying loop, and the radius of the loop, suppose I take it as A. So the radius of the loop, suppose I take it as A. Okay. So now if I just try to point out the axis, this will be something like this. This is your, suppose, x axis, this is our y axis, and this is our z axis. What I will do, first of all, in order to find out the magnetic field intensity at this point P, let us consider two small current element dl diametrically at opposite point. Okay, current carrying conductor, and we are considering two current elements which are at just diametrically opposite. You can see this is dl and this other is also like dl. And if I join it like this, over here this will be actually at a distance of r. Now this r will be what? Because this is your a, so obviously r will be equal to root over of a square plus x square. And let me consider this angle to be, suppose, phi. This angle will be also phi. Now what will be the direction of the magnetic field? The direction of the magnetic field, since see this is the anti-clockwise direction current, so the direction of the magnetic field will be away from the plane, perpendicular to the radius and away from it. So perpendicular to r and away from it. So the current carrying over here is in anti-clockwise direction. So for this two small strip, this is dB and this is dB. So over here what will happen? So this will be your, suppose, phi. So if this is phi, children, this will be 90 minus phi. And if this is 90 minus phi, why? Because this is 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree for us, isn't it? So this will be 90 minus phi. And this is 90 minus phi. So this will be equals to what? This is 90 degree and this will be also phi. So this will be also phi. So if we take the components of this dB, so there will be two components. One component is dB cos phi. This will be dB cos phi, and the other will be dB sin phi. So this will be your dB sin phi, right? Now again, if you try to resolve this dB into components, this is equals to dB cos phi, and this is equals to dB sin phi. This is equals to dB sin phi. So this is dB cos phi, this is dB sin phi. So the one thing you can see, children, this cos phi and the cos phi component will cancel each other, and over here this will be the sin phi will be remaining. So from here what we will get? That is dB is equals to, now we have to find out. We apply Biot-Savart law. So that will be equals to mu I dl sine of theta divided by 4 pi r square. So this is your r. So this r square. Now children, this is the direction of the current and this is your radius vector. they are mutually perpendicular. So that means this will be theta will be equal to 90 degrees. So dB therefore will be equals to, I can write mu I dl sin theta means sin 90 divided by 4 pi r square. So sin 90 is equals to 1. Therefore dB is equals to mu I dl divided by 4 pi r square. So this is your dB. Now only the sin phi component is actually remaining and the remaining cos phi components are cancelled. So if I have to find the dB net, that is the net magnetic field, so what should I write? So dB net will be equals to the sin phi component, that is dB sin phi. And what is dB? We have already found out, mu I dl by 4 pi r square. And children, what is sin phi over here? Sin phi equal to perpendicular, that is A by R. So let me write it over here also. So sin phi will be equals to A upon R. So therefore your dB net will be equals to mu I A by 4 pi R cube dl. Since we have taken only one sin phi component, so therefore will be while integrating, will be integrating over the entire circle. So that means I will write, therefore B net will be equal to, net magnetic field will be equal to mu I A by 4 pi r cube integration of dl. Integration of dl from 0 to 2 pi a. So that is equals to mu I integration of this is a and this is equals to 2 pi a by 4 pi r cube. So this is equals to your B net. So that is equals to mu I, this is equals to a square 2 pi and this will get cancelled. This is 2 divided by r cube. And children, what is r? R is equals to a square plus x square whole to the power half. So therefore B net will be equals to, I can write children, that is B net will be therefore equal to, here I will write B net, that is the net magnetic field. B net will be equals to mu I a square by 2 r cube means a square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. So this is your net magnetic field due to a circular current carrying conductor at a distance x from the center. So this is your net magnetic field. Am I clear to everybody? So this is your net magnetic field due to a circular current carrying conductor at the center. So I just want to tell you something more regarding it, some important cases. That is the formula you should remember every time, mu I a square by 2 bracket a square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. That we have already got. Okay, children. So that is equals to the magnetic field at a distance x from the center. Now what will happen? At the center of the coil, what will be the value of x? The center of the coil, the value of x will be 0. So therefore magnetic field B will be equals to mu I a square divided by 2 a cube. So a square and a gets cancelled. So that is equals to mu I by 2a. So that is the magnetic field intensity at the center and that is the maximum. That is the maximum value. And suppose your x tends to, so this is your first case, suppose at the center. And regarding the second case, if I take at x tends to infinity, your magnetic field tends to 0. So children, if I try to draw a graph to show the variation of this magnetic field with your distance, so how will it behave? So over here, this is your x axis, this is your b, and suppose this is your x plus and this is your minus x. So at x equal to 0, this is maximum, and gradually it will move towards the infinity, it will be tending to 0. So similarly, it will be something like this. Am I clear to everybody? So this will be something like this. So the graph will be just like this. And similarly, if I take the other side of the coil, it will be also something like this. So this will be like this. So as x tends to infinity, so it will be actually tending to 0, B will be tending to 0, and over here, this is your maximum magnetic field at x equal to 0 that you have already seen, that is mu I by 2a. So this is the maximum magnetic field, and gradually as the distance increases, the distance from the center increases, the magnetic field decreases. So this is also the graph, and this is the formula. And suppose you have got n number of turns, you can multiply a n over here. For n number of turns, so n number of turns, n denotes the number of turns. If there is n number of turns, then this will be equals to multiplied by a n. So this is the total proof of magnetic field intensity due to a circular loop on the at a point on the axis of the loop, and this is very important proof. You have to remember it. Okay, so I think the proof is very much